Is there ever an instance like before recommending testosterone replacement that you explore avenues that might be like natural avenues of generating testosterone?
100%. I mean, a 20-year-old makes me really want to um, like do the most thorough workup I can to ensure that there's not an issue.
Not an
And
yeah.
then the question is, what is a low testosterone in a 20-year-old? And this is really kind of interesting because for years we've had this benchmark where we're saying to have low testosterone or to have this testosterone deficiency is really a syndrome defined by not only having a low total serum testosterone blood test, but also having clinical symptoms. So if I have somebody that comes in with clinical symptoms,
What are they? What are clinical symptoms of low testosterone?
oh, I mean, these are people that come in that have chronic fatigue. These are people that
Tired,
that
can't
are
recover.
tired. It's also associated with diabetes, people that are obese, people that take steroids. There's a lot of different things that kind of connect with it. But yeah, people that are a little more tired and fatigued, depression can have a correlation with it too. So
Interesting.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
those are all tied to hormonal imbalances that we face. So if you have those symptoms and then we check blood work. So in the past, we've said it's 300. So if your testosterone's under 300, that's wrong. And then the range, as you see, when you get blood tests, it can go up to 1,000.
Yeah.
So what is the normal testosterone for a 20-year-old and a 30-year-old and a 40-year-old? We've never really known. There was a paper, though, that came out last month in one of our major journals. And I thought this is probably the first time it's discussed on a podcast anywhere in the nation.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
discuss it right now. So I brought it with me because I think it's really fascinating
Yeah.
for younger patients. because
Please.
They'll come see their family doctor, just like your friend, and they'll say, well, your testosterone is 400. It's above 300. So I don't think you're off. And it's just a number. And what are those ranges? So this is a study done at University of Michigan, and they looked at 1,500 patients who donated blood, and they looked at what their average testosterone levels were. And for the average testosterone from somebody from 20 to 44 was 466. That's the normal middle tier range.
Say the number again. 400 and what?
466. If you divide them in
Seems really low.
That seems really low.
tertiles, like lowest to mid to high, the lowest part is under 409.
Okay.
So if somebody comes to my office and their testosterone is 400, that's still low. They're still in the low part of what we could see, out there in the community. So I find that interesting. Like, it's not 300.
What's high? What's considered high?
I mean, it goes, as you can see, up to 1,000. But if you look at it, it's like a bell curve. So most of them kind of range in that 400 to 600. In that 400.
Interesting.
Range. Yeah.
Do we know how this stacks up historically, like with
Past generations? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, it'd be
People in the
interesting.
past?
It's very interesting because,
Do you think that our environment has an impact on our testosterone?
100%.
What we eat, what we drink, the air we breathe?
So I'll give you 8 suggestions on how to naturally boost your testosterone.
Oh, here we go.
And okay, number 1, exercise and lift weights. There you go.
Holla.
And
Let's go.
Number 1.
I like number
That's
1.
good.
Crap.
Yeah. Number 2, nutrition. You got to eat protein, fats,
Let's
carbs. I mean, you're going to have a healthy nutrition and take care of your body. And a lot of people that come into me, they, if you could teach them how to exercise and how to eat, you're going to solve a lot of their problems. And I truly believe that. And I think in medicine, we cover things up with like, hey, I'm just going to give you a shot of testosterone, you're going to be fine. No, that they need to have fundamental lifestyle changes.
Yep.
Yes.
Amen.
That's going to be the most. Number 3.
How many people don't even reach number 1 and number 2? I mean, how many people out of everybody taken in that census probably don't do number 1 and number 2 really that well? Just something to think about. I mean,
look at America. I mean, it's crazy. Number 3, get some sun. Take some vitamin D supplements. Be outside.
Be outside.
sunning your balls?
Sunning your balls.
Facts or foolishness?
I know.
Foolishness.
Okay.
But some sun.
No, it's the best.
I don't know. There's no studies to really show.
Go out there, downward dog for the neighbors.
But just being outside, getting some sun. And I'll tell you why. Because our testosterone is released with circadian rhythm. So when you look at young guys, their testosterone, you get this surge in the morning when they wake up and they see sun.
Mm-hmm.
And if I got a lot of police officers, firefighters that work night shifts and their testosterone's out of whack because they're not seeing sun. They're sleeping during
the day because they're up all
at
night.
And
yeah.
it's like, it correlates it so much. So when you first get up, The best thing you can do is to get outside, see sun. Don't put sunglasses on when you drive to work. Be in sunlight.
Oh, I know. Sunglasses are terrible.
Yeah, reset your brain.
Yes.
I mean,
I keep telling people stop wearing sunglasses. You're doing yourself a disservice.
I think
you're not in the sun that much.
My brother is a eye doctor, and he trust your eyeballs in me hand. I'm trust your balls in me hand. But I think he would say wear sunglasses if you're out throughout the day to highlight and stuff. But you do want to see some sun, and you do want to get exposure. Sunscreen is great, but you need sun. That's part of our.
I don't believe in sunscreen. That's my unpopular opinion.
Oh, I don't know. That's not. I don't either. I don't ever.
Yeah,
wear,
I don't. Really
I never wear sunscreen.
But you need to get some sun into your body. So
Yeah.
That's number 4. Number 5, some supplements. I think zinc supplements support healthy testosterone levels. We'll talk about more. I love Joe Rogan, and I like this Andrew Huberman.
Huberman, yeah.
Huberman.
Oh, yeah.
I just watched some of his stuff getting ready for this, and he gives some awesome
he
advice on there. And there's other supplements out there. We can
Fidogia Agresta and Tongan Ali. You ever look into those?
Yeah, Tongan Ali.
Tongan Ali, Fidogia Agresta.
What that does is it decreases, and we can talk about but the basic how testosterone works is we have this testosterone level. When you check it in your blood test, you're looking at your total testosterone. And that's not a good number to look at, because testosterone is usually bound to something called sex hormone bounding globulin. And it gets locked into this protein and albumin, and then it goes throughout the body, but it can't be used when it's bound to the sex hormone binding globulin, SHGB. And as we get older, that we get more of this sex hormone binding globulin, and then we have less testosterone that's free to do anything. So we often check free testosterone or bioavailable free testosterone, and we calculate that by subtracting out how much sex hormone binding globulin we have. And Tonga Ali, what that does is it decreases our sex hormone binding globulin. So that you have more free testosterone.
What is it, by the way? Is it a root extract?
I don't know what it is.
I'm not entirely familiar with exactly what it is either. I know what it does, but
another one that works is boron too. But if you take it too much, it can increase your estrogen level. So being on 2 weeks, off 2 weeks. There's a lot of supplements that are out there, but just in general, having a supplement, having a good diet, I think is going to be supportive to good testosterone levels. Number 6, sleep. Is everything.
Yeah.
We talked about for the police officer that's working at night. I mean, they're waking up.
best form of recovery.
Yeah.
By far.
You got to have that. And I tell my patients 7 hours at minimum. There's one study that looked at men and old guys. These are older dudes. If they had 9 hours of sleep, they had higher testosterone levels. But if you had over 9 hours, then they had lower levels. So too much is there's a limit where you should be.
Sure.
But that 7 to 9 hours, I think, is an optimal way to reset things and to keep your circadian rhythm and your hormonal axis going in men.
Yeah.
7, avoiding estrogen-like chemicals. And this is what has changed in our society. We are a society full of plastics. And I think there's definitely a correlation with that to fertility and to all the struggles that we face now that we didn't face back when we didn't have plastics and everything, on plastic bottles, plastic cutting boards, plastic everything.
Soy,
all things that really push
Saladino
and
harps
increase
on this a
estrogen in
lot.
our lives. So
you seen his stuff? The carnivore MD, he's always talking about
he
that.
has he doesn't use even plastic cutting boards because he's scared they're going to have micro plastic particles that are going to end up in your food.
Yeah.
And he takes it to the extreme, but maybe that extreme is right. We don't have really a lot of data out there, but I do think there's an environmental component to this. And I personally believe it's around some of these plastics that we see.
I believe it.
That's everywhere.
Well, think about the Tide Pods and even the things that you put in your dishwasher that dissolve the plastic and then wash your dishes. It's like we got plastics in everything if you look at it.
Oh yeah, plastic water bottles.
Yeah,
I mean everything we drink.
I eat all my food out of plastic now. Dang, what am I going to do about that?
Yeah, I mean switch the glass. There's all kinds of things that we can take a look at. And then my last thing for testosterone is watch your alcohol intake. I can tell you, I've seen so many alcoholics that their testicles have shrunk down to nothing.
Why?
And, just alcohol has a deleterious effect on testosterone production.
Interesting.
I didn't know that about it.
Any specific alcohol in particular, or is it just a plastic? I'm just asking.
They've done studies as 30 minutes after drinking alcohol, your testosterone levels will go down.
Wow.
Okay.
I got a lot of guys that can't perform well. And you go.
Is that what whiskey dick? Is that what
it could be? Definitely, it can have an issue of testosterone and blood flow and everything.
Yeah. Wow. That's very insightful. All of those. And I love that all of those we can all take a look at and definitely improve on most of them.